My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 real-life villains in the world of sport. We'll be excluding athletes who are seen as villains solely because of crimes committed outside of their sport.
Answer my question! The question, jerk!
Number 10, Roger Clemens. Baseball and PEDs truly have a dark and complex history.
You know, it's shameful. I mean, what Mitchell did, I've passed every test. I opened up my life to them. I told him, come check whatever you want.
And in this case, our vote for Roger Clemens could just as easily have gone to Barry Bonds and his own fall from grace. But Clemens wasn't just a villain due to his use of performance enhancers. He was already known as a highly aggressive and intimidating force on the field.
Clemens is coming after Cooney because I think he just realized Cooney has ejected him. Obviously, Clemens was shouting some things down at Cooney about the questionable balls and strikes.
Clemens could have been playing totally without PEDs and he'd still make it onto our list. Regarded as a hot-headed, controversial, and generally a mean presence on and off the field, his demeanor made a whole lot more sense when it became clear he was juiced up to the gills.
It took a couple of Boston muscle men, Baylor and Jim Rice, to cart their pitcher away.
Number 9, Tom Brady. Nobody likes a man who wins too much, right?
The problem is you can't have one without the other. You can't have the football fame and not the other stuff. So, in a lot of ways, I've created this myself.
It's what you always wanted.
You're right. You're right. It has. And I didn't think it came with all the other baggage, though.
Though Tom Brady is the most decorated quarterback to ever do it, Brady had some moments in his career that made it easy to root against him. His long-standing association with the New England Patriots meant that he was caught in the crossfire of the whole Spygate scandal in 2007, although not directly involved.
You couldn't be any more clearer than 2006.
I made a mistake. I was wrong. I was wrong.
However, 2015's Deflategate, the supposed strategic deflation of balls used by Brady to gain an advantage, that certainly did involve him. Maybe it's just easy to hate on a GOAT like him, but for all the love and respect Brady gets, there's certainly another side to it all.
There will never be another one of him that could just stand up there upright and just carve you up. The way that he does is spectacular.
Number 8, Brad Marshand. With multiple fines, suspensions, and reputation as the dirtiest player in the NHL, Brad Marshand is the ultimate instigator.
And Marshand's going to get an extra here, and you can tell how upset he is.
Well, he might get the instigator here.
Described as the type of guy who you'd love to have as a teammate but absolutely hate to play against, Marshand takes pride in his ability to rattle the opposition. And if he needs to bend some rules to get the full intended effect, so be it.
It's going to be on Justin Williams. Him and Marshand were going at it, and they're still dipping it, yapping at one another, and Marshand is pointing over at the penalty box.
He is a rare example of a guy who fully accepts and embraces his role as a villain. And in many ways, even his victims have to respect his commitment. Marshand creates chaos and disrupts rhythms, and in that regard, he's truly one of the best in the business, even if he's despised for it.
And then Marshand up to his usual antics.
Number 7, Jose Mourinho. When Jose Mourinho first landed on English soil to manage Chelsea, he did so with a Champions League title in his back pocket and a massive chip on his shoulder.
I'm not feeling the pressure, no. You cannot put pressure on me. No chance. No chance. I read a lot of times during this week that I have to prove a lot in English football. Sir Alex is the only one European champion in this country. Nobody else. So I have to prove what?
In his very first press conference, he lit the English media on fire by boldly declaring that his own self-belief was not arrogance. Because facts are facts. He became known as the special one, and boy was Mourinho special.
I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
He has won 2 Champions Leagues, a bunch of league titles across Europe, while taking the reins at some of the sport's most historically significant clubs. And he never once stopped playing the villain. Sure, he's brash, cocky, and unapologetically blunt at times, but you can't argue with results.
And I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together. 3 for me and 2 for them. Respect, respect.
Number 6, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather well and truly cracked the code when it came to selling a fight.
Floyd, why come back now?
Why not? Why not? The sport needs the cash cow back. You know, we already know what I can generate. We already know what I can do in the sport, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
Being a hero to the masses is all well and good, but you can be such an incredible villain that people would actually pay to see you lose. That's a different story. As a master defensive boxer, Mayweather would stifle some of the greatest fighters of his era, frustrating the fans to no end with a host of blockbuster fights that went to decision.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know about boxing.
But in his eyes, these opponents didn't have the skills to make their fights exciting. So why shouldn't he outpoint them and make them miss? Mayweather got in and out of the fight game without taking a scratch and became filthy rich as a result.
I'm a strong individual. Nothing can throw me off. Nothing can throw me off key. I'm always focused on what I got to do.
Number 5, Dennis Rodman. We easily could have gone for a modern pick like Draymond Green, but when it comes to the truly great enforcers and workhorses of basketball, Dennis Rodman was the king.
I love the game. I love my job. Even though the job that I do on the court, people don't like. They don't want to do it. But I love what I'm doing. I want to earn my money. I want to earn my respect on the court.
Not only was he rough and ruthless on the court, but he also split people right down the middle off it too. He was a determined defensive presence who frustrated his opponents endlessly during his legendary career.
Dennis took the responsibility of guarding the other team's top scorer all the time, regardless of who he was.
And in his personal life, he was a party animal, a style icon. He dated celebrities and spent weekends on benders in Las Vegas. Looking back on it now, Rodman seems like a lovable rogue, but at the time, people absolutely despised him for it.
Although Rodman's personality earned him as much or more attention than his play, his priorities were never in doubt.
Number 4, Conor McGregor. Notorious by name, notorious by nature.
Who the is that guy? Who the is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the is that? Oh my God.
Conor McGregor might be dealing with a host of legal issues and controversies these days, but during the peak of his fighting career, he was a villain for a very different reason. No fighter was safe from his trash talk, and his desire to mentally break each and every one of his adversaries made for some of the most exciting fight promos of all time.
Look at everybody up here. They're all dressed like me. They're all trying to talk like me. They're all trying to be me. Everyone in the game wants this fight.
Sure, it all got a little whiskey-soaked and aggressive towards the end, but no Mount Rushmore of villainous figures in the fight game would be complete without a mention for McGregor. He split fans down the middle from his first UFC fight to his most recent, and that's the hallmark of a true showstopper.
Really, I should create my own belt, because I am in myself my own belt.
Number 3, Luis Suarez. Can you excuse biting a rival player once? Maybe it was the heat of the moment, or perhaps you were having a bad day.
Luis Suarez! Inevitable!
But when you make a habit of it, you're a dirty player, and that's that. Luis Suarez has a whopping total of 3 incidents in his career where he bit an opposition player. And though the first one was early in his youth, the other 2 were on the biggest possible stages.
It was a bite, and we've yet to see conclusive proof. And that's the 3rd time that Luis Suarez has committed that particular crime.
Number 2, John McEnroe. John McEnroe's tantrums are the stuff of tennis legend.
But the volatile American, renowned for his on-court tantrums, received 3 code violations.
He was one of the finest players of his entire era in terms of skill and achievement, and yet his reputation for losing his cool is the thing that always springs to mind first. McEnroe was a hothead, there's no denying it, and when he took to the court, no umpire was safe.
We're not going to have a point taken away because this guy's an incompetent fool. You know that? That's what he is. That's what he is, right?
Who can forget his hilarious outburst at 1981's Wimbledon Championship when he kicked off over a line call that he thought was wrong? Once he uttered that famous line, "You cannot be serious," his reputation as one of tennis's most volatile figures was forever set in stone.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line. Chalk flew up. It was clearly it.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Nick Kyrgios, tennis star who is never too far away from a meltdown.
Easily could have gone the other way today. You know, a couple lucky shots here or there, but he put himself in a position to win.
Bill Laimbeer. Laimbeer personified the infamous bad boy Pistons of the 80s.
And they're going to call a foul on him. Laimbeer and Daly are furious. Now they're going to call the technical on him also.
Manny Machado, the baseball star who seems to like being the villain.
Some serious chirping going on down there. Machado kind of pushed out of the pile there as they come together. And now the bullpens are emptying.
Harbhajan Singh. Singh is a controversy magnet who is involved in multiple issues on and off the field.
Out LBW, Harbhajan Singh. He's making a big comeback here.
Roy Keane. Hothead captain who is never opposed to intentionally hurting opponents.
This is Keane. Trying to find some room, and he has!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mike Tyson. There are very few sports stars in history who have risen to the level of fame that Mike Tyson has.
Tyson was one of the most dynamic athletes in the world. The youngest heavyweight champion in history, he was a marquee attraction with enormous power.
During the 80s and 90s, Tyson was sitting on a podium reserved for the Michael Jordans and Maradonas of the world. Bigger than sport itself, but to say that Tyson let the fame get to his head would be putting it lightly. He was a rock star without the leather pants and sixth string, and as his acclaim grew, so did his ego. Multiple controversies outside of the ring were joined by some crazy moments before, during, and after fights. His call out of Lennox Lewis, their brawl pre-fight, biting the ear of Evander Holyfield, the list goes on.
There seems to be some kind of altercation going on. It looks like he could have been disqualified. The fight could be over.
Mike Tyson was and is the ultimate villain in sports. Are there any sporting villains that we missed out on? Be sure to let us know in the comments.
I think if I didn't have family or my sisters and the tight-knit that everybody's kind of heard a little bit about, is that I've probably told everybody, excuse my language, to go shit in their hat. You know, that's what I should have, that's what I really like to do.